What's up? Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. I am Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive. Ooh, love. Yay. Love popped out for you guys. That's a nice way to start the reading. Because, the readings this week have been kind of intense. We're just coming off of a full moon. A little more tensions, etc. So we're just rebalancing. It's a great time to kind of go within, doing a little bit of love, self-reflection, self-care, etc. Yeah, so welcome. My little intro. I hope you guys are doing well. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Cross watchers, obviously welcome. As long as the message resonates with you, then it's meant for you, right? Take what's yours, leave the rest behind. All right, let's get into it, Pisces. See where you're at. Highest and best message. Okay, humanity. Seriously, I feel like this card has come up in like 80% of the readings this week. We're seeing some really human components to things right now. I think that's why there is this energy of just doing a lot of self-love, self-care, reflection, because I think that you have to kind of gather your words is what I'm hearing. Because I do think something needs to be said, obviously, with that voice card, putting voice to what we feel. But this does really stress you out. There is a lot of anxiety around speaking your truth and then how that's actually going to unfold, You've probably had people in the past that have shamed you for that. Obviously, Piscean energy is very watery, which just means it has a lot of emotion behind it. It can feel the feels on the deepest level, in my opinion, especially out of all the zodiac, out of all the water signs, it is the most intuitive, and I think sometimes when we are, when we communicate from that space, it can be a little bit ungrounding for people. Because a lot of people are just not very aware, especially, and I'm not, being an asshole, maybe I am, but it's just that value of if you are, already just naturally sensitive to your environment, picking up people's energies, etc. It's very different from someone who's very present in the physical reality, what you see is what you get type vibe. And it does make for interesting conversations, interesting viewpoints. And especially when this person is coming from that space of they're not aware about this, right? That's the human component, is the ego, is the physical realm. Our soul manifests into this physical body. And with it come limitations. And I feel like you're seeing this. I feel like we'll get into it obviously with the tarot, but I do feel like you feel like there's an opportunity for change and evolution, especially with this cycle card, But I also feel like you actually putting it out there. Yep, there you are. There you are, Pisces, Queen of Cups. I love that. So you're really, this is, again, just kind of confirming that fact that you're really picking up those intuitive messages. Neptune is in Pisces right now as well. And it's kind of a big wake-up call, Judgment brings awareness around this relationship, and that's the thing. I think this is the hardest thing, especially this could be new love relationship for you. This could be someone you just started seeing. This could also be someone that you're interested in. And there's kind of been a revelation with that judgment energy about what this actually is, or kind of where things are actually at. Who this person is. Sorry that my nose is so itchy. So I feel like you guys are just on different wavelengths about certain things and it concerns you, right? Because you have this is someone that you really want to be with. This is someone that you really see potential, long-term potential. Oh yeah, I mean, this is like intense for you, Pisces, this relationship. Okay. I mean, this talks about like wish fulfillment, being this great synergy, great partnership with the lovers. But you still, I don't know, or maybe like, here's the thing. I think it's twofold. I think it's like you're really looking for what you want as your permanent person, you know? And you're still kind of waiting to see like, is this what I want? Like, it feels good, but is this what I want? I do think there's connection, obviously, with this Two of Cups energy here. That's the beginning of love, you know. But there's, I don't know, there's also something about it that's making you feel really hesitant. And I do feel like it comes through with like kind of this level of empowerment, self-empowerment. You know, maybe you guys just aren't on the same page around that. Also that sacral chakra. Like there's a lot of, you know, yeah. I just like looked at my wall and it's like empowering. That's what I feel like this foundational issue of like, you guys are just on different pages about how you show up in life, you know? And, yeah, I mean, so that makes sense why you're a little annoyed. Because you see the potential, you see the possibility in this person. And I don't think that they do 100%. Yeah, dude. So it's like, you know, dealing with someone, regardless, you know, this is Mars energy. It's Aries. It is the Emperor, right? So this is kind of like that quintessential masculine energy of like rigidity, like not really wanting to pay attention. And that kind of goes back to what I was saying in the very beginning, right? Like for this dude, it is very hard to get emotional, you know, regardless of how much water they have in their chart or kind of, you know, they might be in tune in some ways, but masculine energy really has a hard time, like, you know, connecting the dots sometimes on like the emotional, on the intuitive. You know, they might be able to express in certain ways, but when it comes to like their feelings, their wants, their desires, especially with this person, there's a block, you know? And I don't know, man, it's just like a different energy than what you're exuding. Like when I was pulling for your energy, Pisces, it's like, I'm excited. Like this is, you know, it feels like light and vibrant and passionate and hesitant, you know, still feeling it out 100%. You know, where with them, it's just a little bit more resistant and blocked. It's a little more shut down. This is where the water energy kicks us in the butt, right? It's like, want. Woe is me. I have to do it all by myself. This is so hard. You know, and that's probably what sets like the successful people from the not successful people, right? Is people who have the talent. We all have talents. We all have beautiful things to bring to the table. The drive, the motivation to get there is a completely different story, you know? And obviously we live in a day and age where it's technology all over the place and binge watching Netflix and, you know, so it makes having ambition and acting on that ambition very challenging. But I think it's going to be that dichotomy of, you know, whether you want to live your life, you know, or just, I don't know what the other one is. You're just living. That's one of my most profound statements yet, Pisces. No, I'm joking. I'm a nerd. I apologize. Yeah, so, you know, I mean, be mindful of not making the same mistake over again. There is like this tendency to repeat patterns, and it could definitely be blocking you from your own empowerment and accomplishment, right? Like we often we attract people, relationships, situations that mirror back to us what is inside, you know? And I'm looking at this Chariot card, and it again attaches to your throat chakra. Being able to put words, testament to what you're feeling, what you want, that actually is your power, right? But you do have to feel into it, into that Cancer energy, into like what makes you feel supported and nurtured. And I think sometimes that's really hard for us to do, because when we know something is not fitting that bill, we have to be honest with ourselves. And I feel like that's why, you know, here's the thing. I think, and this is the other hard thing about being like a water sign, right? Is there's a lot of, just as I pulled that up, the clock said 11:11. Drop those angel numbers, right? But this really speaks to, you see the potential, you see the connection, you see the harmony and the vibe. And that's really challenging about water energy, because, you know, it's the ability to see beyond. The side that grounds us, that earth energy, is seeing how they show up in the practical. Are they giving you space to do what you need to do? Are they matching? Well, there we go, Page of Cups. Are they matching your energy, what you're putting out? And Page of Cups is saying, not really, you know? That's like, you know, it's the smallest offer when it comes to love. It's someone who, yeah, they have, you know, they have a crush on you. They really like you. They love to fantasize about where it would go. But the follow through behind it, they're just not mature enough. They're not mature enough to be in that same space that you are. And that's really hard, right? It's hard to acknowledge. I feel like you don't want to be rejected though in the midst of all this. And that's where you're afraid that, you know, you putting voice to what you think, how you feel, you know, certain things about this dynamic. That's why it's scaring you. Because you don't want to be rejected either, right? And I think that's going to be the hardest thing for you. And that's where these nightmares come into play. But remember, like, everything is a cycle. Sometimes some relationships stick, sometimes some don't, you know? And we just have to be honest with ourselves, especially if we are, yeah, I love that, Knight of Swords. Especially if we are in that pursuit of finding our long-term relationship or partner, whether that is romantic, business, friends, family, etc. The Knight of Swords is about planning and strategizing what that looks like. And I feel like for you, you know, and this is a congruent, yeah, it's like getting, you know, and especially when it comes to love, we do have to be really specific about, yeah, dude, about what we're going to put up with and what we're not going to. What are the deal breakers? And it can be what someone might call dumb or petty or whatever. It doesn't effing matter. It's like, it's your choice what you want, because you are you, you know? And we often like make justifications for people's bad behavior, or, you know, and obviously there are like the petty things that, you know, like toilet paper roll or, you know, those kind of things. But I'm talking about kind of like the deeper core issues of like what makes you feel good, strong, supported, empowered. And if this person's not doing it because they're like throwing a little pity party for themselves, well, you know, that's the human in them. And it is, I mean, I learned this very hard, that, you know, it is kind of like what you see is what you get. So the practical of reflecting. Yeah, everyone is unique. Everyone is different. We're not the same. It doesn't make one person's perspective right or wrong. you might have gotten a lot of shame from other relationships, like people putting you down, you know, making you out to be the bad one. And really, it's not true. And this person is definitely the guy to do that. You know, he can be a little bit of an a-hole, 100%. You know, masculine energy can be really rough, really, you know, rigid, just kind of intense, you know, like, I don't want to say any stereotypes, but it's not the gender, it is the energy is what I want to clarify. So, you know, and harsh with their words and with their tongue. Obviously, feminine yin energy is soft, loving, nurturing, supportive. I mean, it can have its downside too, but it's more on the like, it's more about like laziness and apathy and overindulgence. So where masculine is like, it's just harsh, it's rigid, it's controlling, you know. And here's the thing, it's like, I think like really getting in tune with yourself on what you want, and that's where that practicality comes into play that I was talking about. Having gratitude, recognizing, you know, we just each are living a different life, and that's not good, bad, right, or wrong. It just is what it is. The more you get tuned in and focused to that, Pisces, the better you're going to feel around this. It's going to take courage and strength, because it's going to feel a little, you know, not so fun, 100%. So I am sending so much love and blessings as you navigate this. I hope it moves fluidly. I know you're strong. I know you will find the courage and strength that you need to. I am here to support in whatever way is highest and best. Definitely give me a shout out if you're interested. Sending lots of love and blessings always. Thank you for tuning in.